Welcome to the Trailhead, where trails start and stories unfold.
One, two, three.
Welcome to the show, everyone. Now here's JD.
All right. Welcome to the Trailhead, where trails start and stories unfold. I'm JD. Joining me today are Pope, Randy, Carnes. Jason, Ruby Red Jeep might join us today. He sent me a message that he's tied up at work, so we're not sure if he's going to join today or not. We have a special guest today. My wife, Jennifer, is here today. Hey, finally got her to join.
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you guys too.
We have our first guest host today, Alyssa, and it's Hold My Coffee, correct? On Hold My Coffee Arizona on Instagram.
Yeah, AZ, yeah.
Awesome. And then we originally were supposed to have Tara and Chrissy, but we're just going to get Tara today. Welcome to the show, Tara.
I know I'm not as fun as Chrissy, but I'll do my best.
That's all right. It's just all of us sitting around here bullshitting. We're fine. You're
Exactly.
not. It's not real pressury. So cool, awesome. Well, thanks everybody. Welcome to the show. Let's see here. The last episode that is going to air before this episode is going to be the gear review that ended up being Pope, Randy, and myself. And we kind of just went over all the stuff that we really liked in 23 and kind of talked about the stuff that I always like, regardless of what year it is. Hey, Dottie.
It's Moose. He's decided
no ring tonight. Good for her. No.
Yeah, no donut.
So yeah, we didn't have too much that there's not too much specific stuff to go over on that one. We just talked a lot about the different gear that we liked, from the Caraboter to the kind of the technical side of stuff to the gear side of stuff. So yeah, if you didn't check it out yet, check it out before it gets too late for Christmas. Some of them were pricey items, but if you really love your 4x4 person, you'll get them something off of that list that we made.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see here.
You have to really love your 4x4 person.
I mean, I think we're all family here now at this point, right? We all deserve $1,000 gifts for each other.
Caraboter, man, I've been talking about that still for like the whole week. Oh,
I'm sorry, Randy. I apologize. Like that's going to be the next gift or next thing that he buys for himself. That he's like, I just needed to have it.
Oh, he's gonna buy it for him for Christmas so that I get it too.
That's how it
He
works.
calls it like, yeah.
I mean, once you get the one done, then you're good, right? What is? Oh my
Last
God.
time I got her coilovers before I upgraded my Jeep so that I could justify doing coilovers on mine.
Yeah, are you
Well,
hearing?
there you go. Yeah, that's not bad.
So
He
sometimes
buys me things so he can get stuff. Like
Yeah.
it's a good thing.
somehow her coilovers turned into a double throwdown on my JT. I'm not sure how that math added up, but it's fair.
I'm really happy
Believe
my
me.
husband's listening to you guys right now to say that.
He's welcome to join us. He's welcome to join if he wants to sit in it. So,
No,
It's
he's
terrible.
on the couch.
We're
He's like,
terrible.
Yeah, I told him to stay
all
high.
right, fair enough.
No, get JR in here. Come on.
Jason, only you can do it.
I gotta work.
Only you
JR,
can
stop
do it.
being a little. Get over here.
Oh boy, here we go. I know we're doing stuff. I'm sorry.
Hey,
There you
JR.
Hey, how you doing, man?
You did the
Nice
impossible.
to meet you.
I wish
All right.
I wish I could pet your beard.
I'll do it for you.
Wow. I feel very reserved about meeting Carnes in person.
Sorry. We're gonna have to edit that one
Oh, I
out.
met Carnes in person. The beard petting was fun.
Oh no, that might be embarrassing to you, but I'm not editing that out. That's not gonna get something canceled in terms of retirement funds.
No, that's a reel right
yeah,
there.
yeah, that's good stuff right
Oh
there.
yeah. Oh, puppy dog.
Oh, look at that.
Oh, you're talking to
That's
somebody on the
Eli.
phone. It's not me. Yeah, exactly. All right, so I don't have. Does anybody have any shows or events coming up? I know Hope you guys are going to be out at Sand Hollow for Winter Jamboree, right?
Yes, that's
Okay.
the next thing that we're doing that's big. Other than that, we're doing the Misfit rebuild on Instagram. So
Okay. Tara, Alyssa, this is a good chance to plug anything if you guys got any events coming up.
I do not actually.
That's okay. This is the part of the year where everything kind of calms down. Like everybody gets ready for
Honestly,
the holidays.
My goal is to, I would like to go out to Roush Creek one more time with my local friends, non-Instagram people. I get made fun of for it all the time.
Yeah,
I get it. My group that I first wheeled with my very first time. I would love to go out there one more time because I don't know if y'all know this, but Roush Creek, there was the north side, the northeast side, is like a ticking time bomb to closing. They're going to be building warehouses.
So, Roush Creek is privately owned, correct?
No, it's leased.
Okay. Well, then, yeah, it's privately owned.
Oh.
It's privately owned.
Oh, yeah. Sorry. I didn't.
Sorry.
Yeah, but once they do that, you're going to lose like, not Crucible, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. You're going to lose Crucible. We're going to lose the Devil's Den. We're going to lose Tip Top. We're going to lose like so many awesome trails. It's like,
and you guys don't have a lot of wheeling there to start.
No, we don't.
Power lines?
None.
Well, I mean, you tear it up a little bit and eventually it becomes a good trail. That's what makes them interesting.
Exactly.
yeah, you should see these mining access trails that we go on. Oh my gosh, you can roll a Jeep on them.
I believe that.
No, I remember from living in Pennsylvania. Like, if you wanted to get into some good stuff, it's.
Oh, you lived in Pennsylvania?
Oh my goodness, Tara, are we going to do this again? But no, it's like Pennsylvania's like, if you want to get into some good stuff, you got to know people who own land because it's like, what do you call that? I don't know the right term for it, but it's so far embedded in families passed over time. It's like all the land's owned. And if you want to get out there and get into some stuff, you got to know some farmer that has like, I don't know, 200-300 acres of land that you can get in a mountain. So.
You know what's sad about that, Jason? I grew up in a quarry, and I kid you not. I lived with dump trucks, diggers, like they blasting the hole, hit our house before. We had to evacuate a lot. And I wish, you can't go there anymore, but I wish so bad I had my Jeep back
Oh,
then.
yeah, I bet.
Because,
Yeah, where I grew up, they're all into the natural gas right now, and all the fracking is going on and everything. So, yeah, it's impossible to go do anything there.
Yeah. We got to move west, I guess.
Yeah.
I mean, there is
I got an extra room. I got an extra room.
I mean, the alternative is to one of the things that we're starting to talk about more here is the land use stuff and trying to not just protect the trails that we've got, but try to increase the amount of miles that are out there. And that goes out east too. Like there's way too much forest that nobody has access to. I saw that in Illinois all the time. Like there's just a lot of forest out there you can't get to unless you're on foot. And I'm not getting there on foot. So, all right, cool. I was going to do a social media roundup, but I realized that's really hard to do in an audio perspective. So everybody, Tara's Virago, Jeep JKU, Jason JKU, Gem and the Misfit, and of course I am me and my yellow JK. Last time we added a phone number, so I've decided that whoever, I don't know what they're going to get, but whoever leaves our first voicemail is getting something special because I'm going to play it on the air. I'm going to let Jason respond to it live because I just really wanted to see that happen.
Don't you guys just want to see Jason just react?
Well, I'm going to give you the number. So if you're the first person to leave a message, Tara, then that's so be it. I can't help that at all.
Careful, because if I'm going to actually do a blind reaction, careful.
Oh no, that could be a lot of fun actually.
We're going to do that. We're just going to do an Instagram live on that. I don't want to edit that at all. All right. The phone number to do that is 719-408-0132. And of course, you can always reach us at the trailheadpodcast@gmail.com, the trailheadnetwork.com. Just relaunched and kind of redid the website a little bit. So the show notes are actually in there. You can actually see them. try to make those a little beefier as we move forward. We actually have like 7 reviews on Apple Podcast already, which I think is kind of cool. Like, I feel that's a really good number.
Yeah.
Some other people, yeah. So,
I love it though.
You read those?
Yeah, to that end.
Yeah, we should
What'd
read
you say?
them.
What did they say?
Oh, they didn't say anything yet, but that's the kicker, and that's where we're gonna get to the next.
Well, so we have 7 comments that don't say
I gotta
anything?
look you guys up and subscribe and follow. I'm sorry, I'm really bad with YouTube and podcasts.
We're bad with it too.
Well, you have
We have
to
to
work like me. Then you can capitalize on those.
Yes,
Yeah,
I work
I've
at
done
my
that.
house.
But it is fun that on my way to work I can listen to my own podcast. That's kind of cool.
I know it's a little. It feels a little gross, right? Like, but you're also the same breath. Like, I need to listen to it, and then I get engaged with it. And I'm like,
I need to hear how it
Not at
goes.
all.
Actually,
Not at
I know,
all.
right?
I have to listen to it go. I said that. I don't even remember that.
well, that's because you've been drinking the whole time, so you don't remember the last half hour.
Hey, I remember some things. Like I remember the first time I met JR. We ate oranges together.
Great.
Is that all
Oranges,
you
huh?
remember from that
I have an
encounter?
video.
I feel like I've met JR before. His face is familiar.
Uh-oh.
Because he's
I don't know. Have you ever been to like Sandy Hollow?
No,
We want to.
I want to.
You want to drive across the country?
Yeah.
again?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, come on.
Yeah, we'll meet
Yeah,
you
we
there.
can fix-
Come play
hey.
with us. It's our favorite.
Hey, we can fix Jeeps alongside the road again. I guarantee you there'll be no snow.
Well, that was a lot of fun.
No, it wasn't. That sucked.
I had fun.
Oh.
Us ladies were in my Jeep just cracking up.
Yeah.
I feel like you're one of the people that actually like.
You guys do a whole different kind of wheeling out there
We're
back
out freezing
east.
our hands off and busting knuckles.
Yeah. Yeah, the wheeling out east is like, send it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
well, so is the wheeling up by you. It's all dirt and mud.
That is
and
true.
Mhm.
Forgot
rocks.
about that. Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
Yeah. I tried applying
forgot
to
about
send
that.
it to
How did
Sand
you
Hollow.
forget
It
about
isn't
that?
quite
I
the
tried
same,
to
but
be
it's
easy
still
on
fun.
Sorry, JD.
If you leave us a review on Apple Podcast and any other podcast platform, but Apple Podcast is going to be the one that counts. Leave us a review and then shoot us a message through one of the means, either via email or Instagram. Let me know that you dropped a review in so that I can go double check, and then I'll add you to a list. And when we get to the first 50 reviews on Apple Podcasts, I'm actually going to give away this 8-gang switch panel. I have had this thing in my house for a year, and I actually ended up going with a different panel. So
I
I'm
give
gonna,
away stuff that I took off my Jeeps.
I mean, if it's in decent shape, I don't see why not. Like, I don't think anybody's going to say no to something
I
free.
thought about doing that same thing, just so you know.
I mean,
I've got a garage and a half full of parts, man.
I'm
Well-
too cheap for that. I resell them on
He
Facebook.
resells
I
it.
resell them on Facebook.
well, you're going to have to
Rent
start
you
sneaking
for
them
a
away
day or
and giving them
two.
away
Yeah,
for
you would
I've
make-
got so much
$3. Yeah.
shit.
You would make us like 10 grand out of our
Oh, that'd be
garage.
fun.
All right, we're moving on fast. We have a job.
I'm just so lazy.
West, we'll take you to
I'm
St.
telling you, the
Paulo,
resale
and
market
then
out
you
here
can
is a
help us
totally
sell our
different
shit.
beast. Yeah.
Yeah,
All right.
someone came over to sell me a new top for my Jeep because I smashed my top up, right? And I'm like, are you maybe interested in this rock slide engineering bumper that just came off my Jeep? You know? Do you want
Can
these
I interest you in a
wheels that
slightly
came off of
dented
Jan?
door? Yes.
Sets of wheels. We've got all kinds. It's garbage. I'm like, I'm so sick of stuff in my truck.
And then while he's selling stuff, I run in the house and I'm like getting my rugged radio business card and stickers and GP stuff, and I'm running out here in case I do something.
Trying to hustle.
Hey,
Man,
I feel really out of place. Like you guys like talking about Jeep parts, people coming over and doing Jeep parts. Like for me, people do this to me. Like,
oh boy.
my buddy sent me this in the mail yesterday. I got this. So,
Is that a keg of Fireball?
yeah, it's a keg of Fireball. I'm gonna have to thank
Yeah.
Oh boy.
Spartacus JT, Mark Roy.
Yeah, Mark.
Great guy.
Mark sent you that?
Yeah,
My
Oh
he,
my
JR's
gosh.
officially
yeah, he
jealous.
called me. He called me, and I was driving home from work, and he's like, "Jason, are you home?" I said, "No, I'm driving home from work." And he
So-
said, "Is there anybody 21 at the door that can answer and sign for this?" I was like, "What are you talking about?" I was like, "I think Lily's there." And then Lily sent me a picture and was like, I was like, "Oh, are you shitting me?" He sent me Fireball, a keg of it.
Oh my
Oh, that's
god.
awesome.
Mark, I'm jealous. What the hell?
Mark,
Yes.
what the hell,
So does
man?
Garrett loves Fireball.
All right, that's it, Mark. I am driving Spartacus in San Paulo next weekend.
I love Mark.
You should have
I
sent
love
him home
Mark.
already.
He's awesome.
So Mark's Jeep is at our friend's house down in San Paulo, and he said that Matt could drive him whenever he wanted, and I'm like, I wonder if I can make that extend to me. So, like, I'll go.
Any
He
opportunity
probably
you
is
get
like,
to drive it.
Pope, you just tipped over your own Jeep. I don't think he'll want you to drive mine right now. I don't know.
Okay.
That's
All right, but I want to be so yeah. If you're listening, I want to be clear. This is not a used switch panel. All right, this is an actual.
Oh,
it's not
yeah,
a slightly
this didn't-
dented item or
this didn't
anything
come
like
out of
that.
Pope's
It just
Jeep, I
did make
promise.
its way through my garage, and that is all.
I hope that keg's not used.
No, I doubt it. If it was unused, it won't be by the end of the show.
Yeah.
Oh
right.
man, what a cool thing.
So yeah, so
You're gonna
leave
do
us
that for your
a
mom.
review. In the first 50 reviews, I will we'll go ahead and we'll give this away. Just kind of random. We'll do a random drawing for it. If you leave us a review and send me that message and send me an address, I will send you a couple of stickers. And thank you for supporting the podcast. So once the reviews help us in the rankings, it helps us get recommended next to the big guys. There's a couple of guys. There's an off-road podcast out there that. Who was it? It wasn't the Wheeling Wine and Whiskey guys.
Northwest Jeepcast?
No, I think it was the Snail Trail 4x4. Those guys have got it down to a science, and yes, they've got a lot of episodes, but they're really good at it. And
Nice job, guys.
So to be fair, I am kind of stealing this idea from them. But if you like us, just leave us a review. It really helps us out. All right, that is it. Pope, my friend, you are up.
All right. So, which news do you want me to read?
Let's see here. Well,
I've
they're
got the
in
running
order.
news
Let's
list.
see. I'm going to try to play the news intro. We're going to see if it works. All right.
Oh, do it. Rock on.
Let's see here. I hope this is the right button. It's not something you should be saying on air.
You can edit it.
There it is.
I say send it.
Send it, man.
Yeah. There we go. Hey, I had something that worked for once. Right,
maybe
cool.
for you.
And nobody heard that except me because I had the wrong button pressed. Yeah. All right. Go ahead, Pope.
All right. So I'm going to do the off-road related news from our co-host handout. You can edit that part out. Hey, this is what happens when Randy feeds me some.
That's okay.
Liquid
The
death.
nice part about this, we can take out large gaps in us talking. So
Yeah.
oh, look at this!
All
It's
right.
it's an
Here we go.
all-animal episode.
I had to refrain from what I was about to say right there.
Yeah, that's probably best. Keep in
All right.
mind what exactly it is that we're doing on this podcast tonight.
JR, you're such a pervert.
All right. So recently, we've been talking a lot about land use stuff, especially the closure of 317 miles in Moab. But in a recent victory, we've recovered 1,306 miles and trails saved in the Owahis. Is that how you say it? Owahis? Owahis?
Hawaii.
It's not in Hawaii. It's in Idaho, actually. So, in a significant victory for outdoor recreation users, the Bruno Field Office of the Bureau of Land Management in Idaho has chosen the pro-access alternative for the Canyonlands East area near the Owahis. This decision comes amidst controversial trail closures in Moab, Utah. The Canyonlands East area, which includes the eastern reaches of the Hawaii Canyonlands south of Boise, was at risk of severe restrictions on public access. The worst case scenario would have seen only 458 miles remaining open out of 1,493 miles for recreational use. However, The BLM, influenced by feedback from off-roaders, parentheses, like you, and other recreation users, has decided to keep a substantial 1,306 miles of the 1,493 open for public use. This decision highlights the importance of public participation in maintaining access to our shared outdoor spaces.
So that's a good win. That was, I know we
Holy
talked, we
crap.
kind of mentioned that with Ben. That was a big win.
That was a big win. Like the 317 miles closing in Moab is pretty bad, but the fact that they were trying to close that many miles up in Idaho that's terrible for public land access.
Well, and one of the things that Ben and one of the things that this particular story highlighted was we showed up to the argument. We showed up when they asked for public comment, when they asked what people do out there, and when we showed up with information and numbers, they actually went as far as to open up newer stuff. So, yeah, go ahead.
Okay, so my son is currently studying, going to college in Kettering University. It's an automotive school. They're known for it. And he was actually, they educated him on this whole topic, which shocked me when I talked to him about it. And he actually was like, whatever he read or they educated him on, it seemed like he was more for the trails closing, which was shocking to me. We got into a little bit of debate, and he said it's because they are saying that we are destroying the trails, the plant life, the life, whatever. Is that really the only reason? The wildlife. We're driving away the wildlife. Is that the only reason or the main reason they're using, or is there something else? Because
there's different wildlife arguments that they use, but the primary argument, and it's one that sometimes the off-roaders even support, is that we're destroying these trails. And it's not factually true in most cases. Like, the trails aren't being destroyed in terms of, there's not that much garbage. And when the off-roading community in general, even side-by-sides, goes out, somebody in that group usually has some sort of a garbage bag or a trail bag on the back of their rig to throw garbage into. And usually we leave stuff better than when we find it. There are a few exceptions, like people are bad people. There's, in every group of people, there's a bad bunch. But you can't punish the 97% of the good bunch for the actions of the 3%, especially when the other people go and pick up after the other ones.
It's like everything else in life, right?
There's no laughing stock, you guys. What the heck?
I know, that's going to sound really bad for people that are not watching this podcast. Yeah, that's all right.
It's like everything else.
But
if you really want to know what we cracked, if you want to know what we're cracked up about, you're going to have to go watch us on YouTube. Go ahead, Jason.
I get really upset and pretty passionate when we start talking about these trail closures and the reasons why, and it's off-roaders, it's side-by-sides. When you say off-roaders, you got to include side-by-sides in there. And I know it's a figure of speech when people say that, but we're all off-roaders. Whether you drive a Toyota, a side-by-side, or a Rivian. I mean, I seen those on the trail. I don't know why the fuck they were there, but they were there. But at the same time, they're out there. You know what? It's like Pope said, no matter what, if you have one person out of 1,000 who is caught or anything when they're acting a fool on the trails, that will reflect on everybody. And that's a fact of life. So it's like perception will carry forever, and it's just a crock of shit. Like, for example, you could talk about animals. Oh, we're driving the animals away. Well, you know what? They could take trails away from us, and probably a year from now they'll build a fucking subdivision in there, and it's okay. But yet
he's not
didn't drive away.
Well,
that's where I get passionate about it.
Off-roading, in my opinion, for example, the West Coast, you guys all live over there. And when I see Utah, even Arizona, all those places, I love backpacking, right? I've never done it before. I almost did it. I have all my equipment. COVID stopped it. But my point is, not everybody can hike miles and miles to see these things and all this.
No, they can't.
Off-roading is a rectal who can't hike or can't do this. And you know what? It's not hurting anybody. And it's really sad like to me, like just to think that these trails are closing down, especially for you locals,
So-
and for me who didn't have a chance to even get over there yet,
Yeah. So, and this is a perfect opportunity to plug that episode. We had a long discussion with Ben Burr from the Blue Ribbon Coalition, and they're kind of they're the same group that's out here doing that. Was doing the stuff with the Awahis. And the honest truth is that there is not as much damage, resource damage going on as that they say there is. We would all tell you that just from going out there. One of the trails that they closed, or some of the side trails that they closed, there was nobody out there the entire day I was there. There wasn't a trail, or it wasn't a tire track off the trail. There was just no evidence of any actual damage to coincide with that. And there's a lot of those stories. There are always bad actors. There is a perception issue, and there's a narrative that's been going on for a long time that everybody's out there with a side-by-side going off trail 24/7, and it's just not the case. It's not happening in most
we
places.
can't keep blaming them either. It's not
I
necessary.
don't know any off-roaders that go bushwhacking,
Right. Well, and Pope's right. We got to stop blaming each other. Like they have successfully pitted us against each other on these fights, and that we got to stop.
Against
We
who?
got to get away from it. Just against each other. So we fight against the side by sides. We say, well, the side by sides are tearing it up, or the single track guys with the motorbikes. Those are the guys that are causing the problem. Or they look at us and say it's the big full size guys that are causing the problem.
Yeah, or overlanders drinking their Starbucks in the morning. They're like bitching about us. It's like, I don't care.
Standards are probably the biggest hippies out there. Like that's what's so funny about it. It's like the ones that are like the most. Huh?
I don't even care. Like, go camp. I don't give a shit, but don't get pissed off if I drive by your campsite. I mean, like, it's fine too. Let me go.
Well, and we're all motorized here too. Yeah. So.
Well, the more that they close, the more damage is going to be on the trails that are so overused. Like, if we keep closing down, we can't spread out. Like, it's like a nightmare.
That never ceases to amaze me, that your argument for more usage is to close it and force people closer together to overuse stuff.
Yeah,
and then the stuff that will get overused, and that stuff will get destroyed because it's being overused. Because one of 90% of the stuff is closed now.
Exactly.
90%?
Well, no.
No, I'm just saying hypothetically,
just...
right?
I didn't hear that right. I was going to say,
but I mean,
so I don't know how much of Moab is closed, but I actually know the area that's closed. It's a giant area, but I don't know what percentage it actually encompasses in terms of off-road.
Tara, follow after me. Grab your drink. Ready? There you go.
There you go. See, JR.
You too, JR.
JR's joined in. He's good.
I need to explore out there more, okay? And 4 days in Moab was not enough. And I'm hearing it close. It's like doomsday.
Well, and you hit the popular stuff too. Like there's some really interesting stuff that's far, it's further away from that centralized area, and it's a lot more interesting than the stuff that everybody's on all day.
I tell you, last time I was at EJS, I snuck away one day. Believe it or not, I know you guys don't remember this, Terry. I think you guys were sleeping, but I snuck away, and I don't even know the trail. But soon we're going to have him on the podcast, which is Eric Miller with Conquer Trails. And me and Eric, we drove some trails that were way out of EJS, and it was just the most amazing. It wasn't difficult. It was just gorgeous. Yeah, it was amazing. So there's so much there to explore. You can't touch it in a week.
I went to Angel's Landing and Mount Zion.
Oh.
But not with the Jeep. That's not a Jeep trail.
Yeah, no, I get it.
Yeah.
You guys come back out for Trail Hero next year, and we'll show you some craziness.
It's
we live in Utah, and we haven't touched anything, I feel like, at this point.
Yeah, we've touched so little of Moab.
We live here.
I need to spend a year there. Literally.
Yeah. Well, and Alyssa's got a bunch of awesome stuff out by her, and I have yet to wheel in Arizona except for.
I love how JD says up by her.
I mean,
it's
kind of like a little bit, yeah.
JD, where are you guys located?
We're in Colorado, just about an hour south of Denver.
Oh, okay.
Alyssa, where are you from?
Yeah.
Arizona.
Phoenix area.
Oh, you're up by Phoenix? All right.
Yeah, I'm in the Phoenix area.
This one spent a lot of time in Arizona when she was growing up.
Spent a lot of
cool.
time in Arizona.
What
yeah, it's a
area?
cool place. Scottsdale, Phoenix.
Yeah, that's where I live.
Next year, JR, let's go to Phoenix.
All right.
Hey, okay, real
Winter,
quick on that.
not summer.
Not summer.
Not summer.
40th.
July.
Well, we turned 40 this year, right? Or last year.
Welcome to the club, yeah.
We were supposed to, our dream was to go to Arizona to turn 40. The Flagstaff, that's why I said that.
Yeah.
Because my dad was a truck driver all across the country. His favorite state in the entire America was Arizona. The sky was that gorgeous. He loved Arizona. I mean, I don't know if you guys agree or not.
Nice.
Yeah.
It's gorgeous. It's gorgeous.
Northern Arizona is beautiful. It's my favorite. I went to college up there, and it's just I love it.
There is no part of the West that I've been to so far that I haven't thoroughly enjoyed and or been in awestruck of.
I'm with JD on this, and I was born and raised on the East Coast, and I never want to go back.
Oh, I was born and raised in Chicago, so we just had flat. We come from the flatness.
Yeah, no,
JR, Tara, time to move west. Let's go. Get out here.
He doesn't move. He has to
Honestly, like the whole.
allow us to drive there to fulfill my needs.
It'd be more like Tennessee type for me.
No, that's not far away.
Yeah.
I know, but
That's not west, bro.
Nah,
That's not west. You gotta get better at geography.
I can drive.
It's just
far.
mud.
more
Like,
central
it's-
to the country.
Yeah,
I don't.
Hey, you want
mud.
mud? Just come up here. I'll get you some mud.
yeah, exactly.
I like red though. Orange.
We want to
There
get
you
up there. We really want to get up.
Hope
we
we
need
can
to get
skip
up
the
there.
Red Rock one.
All right,
Maybe
sounds good.
the Bronco one.
Yeah, let's definitely skip that one.
Skip the
Sorry.
You
Bronco
want to
one?
talk about Moab?
Sorry, Broncos.
Oh, you want to talk about
I'll
Broncos?
talk about Broncos.
No, not at all.
No, no.
Are you sure? Oh, I really no. You know what, Pope? I want you to talk about this one because I want to hear Jason's take on this cost.
Unless it's talking about Lauren Healy's Bronco, which really isn't a Bronco. It's like, yeah, it's just a.
I read this
Yeah.
article and I knew that the person that would get pissed off about it would be you.
Yeah, all right, here we
yeah.
go. Let's let it send it. Let's rip it. Let's go.
Send it. Let's do this. So
Sorry, Mike. If Mike ever listens to this,
Oh, I should.
So
Yep.
you guys have been to Moab. Have you guys ever seen the Ford Bronco off-road school? The Bronco
Jesus, here
Academy.
we fucking go. Oh my goodness.
All right, so the Ford Bronco Off-Rodeo, an off-roading and outdoor adventure playground, is now open to the general public.
Sweet,
So-
let's drive over a
That's
couple
cool.
of fucking twigs and say we're off-roaders.
Hey, off rodeo is GP.
Let's learn how the turn assist works.
It's
fuck is that?
jeeping, right? And
No,
don't
that's-
use the
it's not
turn assist on the
Broncoing.
trail.
Yeah.
Turn assist on the trail ruins it.
I
Don't
just
do
wanna-
that.
Jason,
What the hell is
Bad-
turn assist? I
Jason,
thought that was
bad guy
hydraulic
Ford.
assist.
No, hydraulic
I gotta
assist is
tell
good.
you though,
We like
my
that.
first off-roading was with a with the Mid Atlantic early Bronco group, and
Yeah, but that's different. We're not talking about the ones that drive down the road and the first place they stop is in the grocery parking lot. You know, I drive a four-door Jeep, and yeah, I can go in the grocery parking lot too, but you know, when I hit a speed bump, I
Bear's
don't
been
brake.
off-roading longer than me. Like, he's actually, what you guys don't know is he's actually off-roaded way back in our 20s. I used to make fun of him for it.
yes, you did.
I thought it was the
Whoa.
stupidest thing in the world.
I'm
like,
older than Google.
how do you get excited about driving that slow over a fucking rock? Oh, thanks, sir. I'm sorry.
You know what? I'm talking about the
Okay.
new
Thank you
Broncos.
for
So
clarifying.
to Mike
That's
Hatch's
different.
father, Troy,
Yeah,
Troy, that's a different Bronco. I'm talking about the Broncos that were just built now.
Yeah,
That
they
like
just-
if
The
you
awesome
turn too
part is that
sharp,
I can just cut this now and just make
Yeah.
Jason sound like a total ass.
that's fine.
Everybody.
That's it.
That
End
is
it.
fine. That is fine. But the new Broncos, you turn too far either which way you want, and you hit a speed bump, and the goddamn steering brakes.
Oh.
Yep.
So, Pope, how much is this experience?
All right, so if originally you could just go do. I don't know if they charged you for it before, because that's how much I know about Broncos.
No, I
But-
think we met somebody. I met somebody in a parking lot once on his way out there, and he was saying he got it free with a purchase.
Yeah, I think
No.
it's
Yeah,
free
if
with
you
your purchase,
purchase.
but the half-day experience costs $795 per
What?
vehicle, dude.
What?
Okay. We had someone on one of
Come
our
on.
prior episodes that charges way less than that.
Yes, we have.
Jesus.
That
So like a
is-
fucking Ford Bronco is like ordering a goddamn Porsche of the off-road industry now.
So now, now I've been past the one of these that's in Utah, and it is like they're like down the road from Top of the World. And if anybody
yeah. They're on the
charged
way to
me
Top of the World.
$800 to do Top of the World, I would probably lose my shit.
Holy crap.
with you.
So to give you guys perspective, there are off-road companies, and we haven't worked with them, but we've actually paid them to take us out, that are around $500 a day, and
For a whole day.
they'll take you on Poison Spider or Fins and Things and Hell's Revenge. There's absolutely no reason to pay that.
I feel like JR's got a price. How much is a JR?
Yeah, man.
I can't pick on JR on here, can I?
Come live out here and make that is your job. That would be fun.
No.
Sure, we can do a
JR.
female-led run.
JR, you do good in
Yeah,
Sand Hollow. Way better than
Yeah,
Moab.
I don't
It's not
like
as high up.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Yeah, but Sand Hollow,
Yeah.
obstacles are more extreme, but you're not high up. Like, yeah, no.
Yeah, like
Yeah,
like if you roll over, you're gonna roll like 20 feet most.
Sand Hollow looks more fun
Yeah.
because you got some dudes and stuff there.
That's
Yeah.
100% true.
And JR, if you come, trust me, I'll take you on a nice trail called the Ledges, and you'll be fine.
Hold on.
You'll be
Let's
fine.
take him on the
So you
fall.
guys
It'll
have
be
dunes at
awesome.
Sand Hollow?
Yeah, but there's no extreme heights. So I will tell you that I took a full-size Gladiator, and of course, Pope knows what this is like. I took Lily's Gladiator before I rebuilt it on ledges. Well, I didn't.
That's
She
a
drove.
terrible
I,
Oh
idea.
no.
yeah,
It's
yeah,
a
yeah.
terrible idea. That V thing, like your
Yeah,
butt
well,
end, like
yeah.
did you just like did you
Did
have
you get
to, like...
stuck in the middle?
I
I
gotta
made
look
it.
up
I
now.
made it. But
Yeah.
Lily
Oh
asked
my
me,
gosh.
she goes, hey, is ledges easy? And I was like, yeah, I made it. In my perspective, with my Jeep, and next thing you know, there I am having to drive her damn Gladiator.
So truth be told, I haven't actually done that yet. So
don't. It's
Listen.
not healthy.
It's the
not
length. It's the length. Well, the problem with it, like we haven't done it because it's the length of the Gladiator. It's a bad idea because you can't like that one spot. There's one
Well, I don't
spot.
have a departure anymore with the
Where
bunk
were
bed.
you 2 years ago? You could have
Is
told me
Ledges
this.
high up like a
Yeah,
like
but we
a
decided 2 years ago
view?
not to do it.
There's one section in the ledges where Lily got stuck, and literally the ass end was like crawling towards the edge, which is a huge cliff. And I said, "Do you want me to drive?" She goes, "Yes, please." She got out. I got in the driver's seat, and I was
And-
like, "Okay."
What? Just curious.
I
what do
would
you
make
like-
Randy get in my Gladiator to
She
drive
never
it.
she never got back in. She never
Well,
got
can you
back in. I had to
winch
do it by
anything out
myself.
there? Is
That
that
is
And it
an
was like-
intense
or do you
trail
winch
for
to
a
a rock?
Gladiator.
Like,
It is
what do you?
intense.
What do you guys
What?
winch to? Like where I'm from, there's trees everywhere.
Each other.
Oh,
Yeah, each
Each
other.
other.
Yeah.
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 Each other.
Is it each
It's
other?
I would say each other.
Hey,
Yeah.
Pope, I'm gonna sound like a surfer, but on ledges, you know that one like bowl you come out, you got to go like high up around it. There's a big boulder in the middle.
Yeah.
You know what I'm talking about?
Yes, I do.
I got to that obstacle, and Lily's like, "I can't do this," and I was like, "Well, I guess I'm doing it." And the guy who was spotting says, he started laughing when I pulled up, and I was like, "Why is this guy laughing?" And he looks at me and he's like, "I haven't seen a Gladiator come through here." And I was like, "Well, this is fucking great." And he goes, "When I tell you to go, you just go and don't let off." And I was like, "All right." And of course,
I
Lily
love
goes,
obstacles like that.
Lily goes, "What did he say?" And I said, "He said, hang on."
Yeah, I don't want to be the first person with a vehicle through a particular obstacle. That doesn't sound like a good time.
Oh,
That's
it was
how I love-
crazy.
Oh yeah.
We love obstacles like that. That's my favorite way to wheel is like send it and just don't let off the gas. because like letting off the gas is actually the worst thing you could possibly do.
That's
I
my
love it.
issue.
It's my favorite.
Do you guys
No,
how you
like drive
shit.
with 2 feet? I'm still
Yes,
working on that,
all
and
the
that's
time.
my like biggest issue is with the throttle control is like my foot bounces off. I'm not comfortable yet, like or confident driving.
Hey, can I give you a trick? Take your driver's foot, your right
I
foot.
got
Sorry,
you.
your driver foot, your right foot.
The driver's side foot.
Driver's side foot, like slide your gas pedal foot right against your transmission tunnel. Put it right against it.
Oh, no, I'm
JR,
I'm
help me out
interested.
here.
I've never heard of that in my life. Explain it.
Okay, so you know how you have your gas pedal, right? And right next to it,
Yeah.
there's the hump, the center section that goes
That's
down the
the
Jeep.
Like your center,
tunnel?
center console
Your center
wall.
console.
Oh, that's cool.
Yes, put your.
Oh,
I just
no,
made
you
that
really
shit up.
make
I
that
don't
up?
know,
Like,
but
can I refer to it? Or people don't look at me like I'm an idiot?
I did.
You can call it
I did. I did just make that up. I made that shit up, but don't tell anybody else.
I don't
But
believe
no, you drive your foot, put your foot as hard as you can against the gas pedal, like that one. That way, when you touch your gas pedal and you hit a bump, as long as your gas pedal foot is rested against that side, you're not going to get that jerky motion. You're going to be solid
I
against it.
think we need to go
Make
out
sense?
together, and I really would like you to give me a in-person lesson.
Let's
The way
do it.
I like, yeah, that'd be fun. The way I like to do it is
see you in
to
a few-
basically
I'll see you in a
treat
few days.
Right now.
I treat the
Or leave it
brake
at a-
pedal like it's a
24
clutch.
hours.
Like if you ever drove a clutch, it's the same thing.
I'm with Pope. Like you got to treat your brake foot. Your brake foot,
Well,
you got to treat it like clutch too. But
My issue.
it takes a lot of practice because,
Yeah.
of course, when you're pushing a clutch, you got to push hard. You just
And
you
the
just
other
got to
thing
practice
about
it.
the modern Jeeps is they stall
say
if
my
you're
Jeep
not
doesn't
2-footy.
No, that's a
And-
JL.
I
Yeah,
just
it's only
sit down
JL.
back
I don't have
and,
a problem with
like,
JK.
I
That's the
feel
Rubicon
along, and I'm
anyway.
like, I ain't trying.
Well,
Nope.
I learned. Yeah, that's one of the problems.
So another good way to practice it is keep your foot on the brake and then your gas pedal. Always just ride the brake. It's not a clutch; it's not going to burn out.
Mm-hmm.
But
Be
you
careful
still
what
burn
you
out.
tell
your
me. You're
fucking-
like,
never
now
mind.
you're like,
But anyway, you keep.
come on, man.
It's not a clutch.
Look, you're going to burn something out eventually. May as well
But
just use
just
it.
practice, right? You just practice. Just practice. That's all it takes. Practice. What you'll notice is once you got it down, as soon as you hit the road, you'll be
you
using
do
2
that?
I,
feet.
used
You're
to,
like,
I do
God
it
damn it.
on the road now. Like
Oh.
it's so
Yes.
bad. All of a sudden, I'll be on the street and I'm like, "Oh shoot!" Because I'll like be at a stoplight and I'm like, I'll like,
Oh, it's just really bad for my brakes. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love it. I love it when I do an obstacle, people will be like, "Oh, what transfer case you got in there?" And I'd be like, "A Sport." Yeah, I still got the
A lot
stock
of the
Sport in
times
there. I
you
don't
can get
care.
away without using your lockers if you're doing that, and if you're doing that too. Like
Oh,
Especially
I
in
get-
traffic, right, Pope?
especially in traffic, man.
You lose lockers in traffic? That's crazy.
Yeah, it's
Oh no,
amazing.
I've driven through where you live, dude. You need to drive over people there.
You need lockers, man.
Yeah.
There is that.
You see
Yes.
these highways out here?
There is
Yes,
that.
I have. No, those are insane. But I just did a reel with Lily on lockers, and that's one of my personal pet peeves. I'm sorry, JD, we got way off topic here, but
No, it's all good.
if
We
you
should
buy-
let.
Oh, I'll finish this and I'll shut up. I'll put mute on me and I'll just sit here.
No, go
I won't
ahead.
turn
Man,
it
go
back
for
on. But if you buy a goddamn Rubicon, or if you spend the money and you put lockers in your vehicle, and you are that person that says, "I don't know why you use lockers. I made it with none," you are an idiot.
Yep. I don't disagree with you on that.
Very true.
I just forget to put mine
I
on.
like-
That's all.
I will
Use
say,
your
I like
lockers.
to
It actually
try.
is better on the rest of the Jeep.
Like, not every. There's some things I look at and I'm like, lockers. But there are other things I
JR.
look at that I'm like, I want to try it because it's fun.
And this is why I don't have any.
Yeah.
This is why I'm bald.
Where's that? I enjoy that struggle, so I will try.
Yeah, see?
And if I can't, that's possible.
Tara, see what you did to your husband?
No.
That
Hey,
shit's
I
precious.
think
We don't
mine
get that
too, but I
back.
don't want to hear it.
No, true story though.
We
Once it's
kind
gone,
of-
it's gone.
We kind of take like initially when we start with a new trail or new obstacles, most of the uphill climbs were running front and rear lockers, or at least fronts. But after a time, you start figuring out which ones really truly needed it, and then you can 2-foot your way up it and you don't need it. But we kind of just take that aspect of, if you've got them, why the hell don't you turn them on a thing that would be useful for it? Like, just use them. Like, there's no badges of like, oh, cool, I got up this thing that everyone else uses their lockers, and
but
there's
I had to like beat the shit out of my Jeep to get up it.
There's no badge of honor for.
I can get a sticker.
You don't know you
I can
need
get a sticker.
Yeah, we know somebody. Yeah.
Like you're just wheeling, and you're like, oh shit, my fucking tires.
Right.
Well,
that is very true.
Different. That's different, Tara. That's different. Like, okay, so what Pope said, right? I actually practice all the time. Like, this last LB trip where it was all mud, I just ran front lockers all the time, just for the hell of it, just to see what it would do. And then if I needed the rear, I turned it on. That's a lie, because sometimes my rear doesn't work. So that's why I didn't have it
when people tell you your lockers aren't working?
But no, then
you're like,
yeah, no, I don't actually, because I'm like, shit, that's probably an inner bonded seal, and it's going to take forever. But no, I practice all the different ones though. Like Pope said, like I'll run front lockers for a while, see what it does. I'll run rears for a while, see what it does. And a lot of people will say, you know, hey, it's hard to turn when you have all your lockers on.
Do you have power assist
really.
steering?
I mean, if your rig is set up correctly.
Okay, I don't. And when my lockers are on, it's next to a
Who doesn't?
turn.
See? JR, fix that shit, JR.
Yeah.
Come on, man.
I feel like JR's like, well, the list of things that for me to do are growing now. I need to get out west.
This
I
is
need
an
to get a
expensive
hydro
podcast
assist.
with JR right here.
Yeah, exactly. I'm really sorry, bro.
JR, hit me up when you get ready to do it, because there's a couple tricks. Like I tried to shortcut it, and don't shortcut it, man. Don't shortcut it.
I feel responsible, JR. I'm sorry. All right.
No, it's try them. Try each one, different setups. See what works for you. I like highly encourage trying all that shit. Don't be the person that's like, I made it with no lockers, because you know what? Wheel spin sucks.
Jason.
Wheel spin causes broken parts.
That's how you
Wheel
break.
spin causes more money.
I'm sorry if this is off topic. I'll make it really fast.
No, go ahead.
Right,
we
so
don't.
my
I'd
first
rather have this discussion than
using
go
my
ahead.
lockers, right? Literally, there is a tip top. You guys heard me mention that in Roush Creek. It's a big, huge incline climb, and like a rock face. When you're like, I was stock. I did it all the way over here on the left. You know, it's the easiest side. And when I got lockers, I did the hardest side. And I was leading a trail of, get this, 20 Jeeps. It was the Great American Crawl before it was part of Rockstar Garage. So I didn't want to mess around. I wanted to get right up so everyone could go. And I turned my lockers on. And I go right up. I'm like, holy shit, this is awesome. You know, just test them out. I got reamed out by some chick. Oh, you used your lockers? What? You didn't need your lockers? And like, we had an argument at the top of this rock face over me using my lockers.
That's how you don't break.
Well, you tell that chick. You tell that chick. I'm sorry that I could afford lockers and you can't. You can just go fuck yourself. Sorry.
Woo. I like Jason when he's like spicy like this.
It's good for
lockers.
I don't think that we should be out like I'm just glad people are on the rocks, and
I'm glad they're on the rocks.
Like I never judge what vehicle you have. I don't care what whatever. There's no ego. Like
bring what you bring, but I'm telling you, having lockers is way easier.
Yeah, you can bring what you bring, right? But at the same time, when you don't use what you brought and you just became a fucking trail plug. No,
yeah,
I ain't
there
doing
is
that
too.
Especially if you're holding other people on the trail. I think that's dumb. Yeah.
Yes, and
She's a
it's
real deal
danger.
off-roader. I respect her. I love her. We're still friends. Like, it's okay. We just had this real trail hash out on top of a rock. That was awesome.
Yeah, I'm from Pennsylvania. I know what you mean. Like, they claim they're a real deal off-roader. Let me guess, she's been off-roading in Pennsylvania.
Yeah, no, I respect her. I really respect her. So I really do. She's an inspiration to me. I'm not like
maybe Delaware? Delaware?
I have no idea.
She went to New York, upstate New
I
York.
think she lives in Pennsylvania, like Alyssa.
Jason, what was
Just
last
say
time
yes.
you
So
were
keep
here?
going.
like
Yeah,
really
you don't
much
have to
overlanding.
be true.
What are you, a drug dealer?
I fucking left there for a reason. Why would I want to go back? This place sucks.
No, they don't.
They got really good. They got really good chocolate. They got like Hershey's chocolate there. How about that?
Our other
feel like
Jason was
Jason is
top
the
in
kind
New
of-
York.
Look who's
He's
here.
good.
Hey.
Hi, Tara. I'm sorry. I was doing mommy duty.
Really?
Oh, I got my ear
Raven.
thingies going.
It's fine.
Raven.
She said hi,
You can
Tara.
hear her.
She can hear me.
Oh, you can? Shit.
I can
She
hear
can hear
you
me.
can hear her.
I'm better.
Where's my
What?
Raven?
We can hear her.
Okay. They said they can hear you.
Yeah, because
Yeah.
She wants to see her on the
Raven.
camera.
She wants to know where your Raven her Raven is.
Raven.
Oh, here, sorry.
What do you mean? No,
They want you. Here, take one of these.
Lily.
I gave her
Welcome to
one
the
of my
Trailhead,
earbuds.
folks. This is we started as a shit show. We're gonna end as a
Lily,
shit
you
show
look
today.
beautiful. It's okay. Come here.
I love it. It's so fun.
What?
Girl, all I want is like Lily is
Give
my
me a push.
beautiful Raven, just so y'all
Yeah,
know.
got
I
it.
call her Raven. So, mwah, I miss you. Anyway,
Oh, Raven. Yeah.
there. That's all I wanted.
I love you.
You and
No,
Jason
she's
are
still
never
gonna
be
sit
invited
there.
on
I gotta
podcasts
stand up for
together
a while.
again.
I've been drinking
No,
too
I think he's a host. On it. I think.
He is, yeah. He is technically a host, but
Yeah,
I'm going to have to be more
kick
liberal
Jason
with the
out.
mute
I
button.
can see him.
Here I am. Bye, Lily.
There he is. Look at that sexiness.
What are you guys talking about?
You guys coming to Pennsylvania?
Lockers.
You, mostly you.
Jason
Lockers.
missed
You guys
PA.
were making fun of me.
No, you missed
No, I
JR.
don't. I
He
fucking
wants
hate that
to see
place.
JR. He wants to go wheeling.
He likes it.
And we're going to
Oh.
come to West Coast.
I do miss JR.
Ask him.
Are you guys coming
Yeah.
over here to visit?
Yes.
We've spent the last 35 minutes at least trying to get JR
I'm gonna get a
on the
second
hook
job.
financially for a trip. So probably
West
yes.
Coast.
I'm gonna start it. I'm gonna start it.
I'm
on
sorry,
He's
bro.
gonna need like
Like,
3 jobs to come out
Hey,
here
you,
and get
you
lockers.
yourself said you
Lisa.
had $10,000 for the
Right,
parts
back
in
to
the garage.
business. I'm sorry, guys. I love you, Lily.
All right, let's get off this topic. It's
Yeah,
Alyssa's
it's
turn.
time. It's time to move on.
I love you, girl.
Hope, should we skip this other story and take it for next week, or you want to talk about, because this one's kind of just funny.
It is just funny. I think we shouldn't leave people hanging without some humor. At the
All right,
end.
yeah, I said it out loud. Go ahead, man.
It's kind of
At
like
least it's
when
not
there's
really
like a
off-road related. Yeah.
I know it's not. It's
It's
not
adjacent.
even like a snowboarding squirrel,
Who's
or
gonna
actually,
like
it's kind of a snowboarding squirrel.
No, it's somebody stupid with Google Maps, and that kind of makes me giggle every time. So
Yeah.
Dude that got lost on a trail that wasn't there.
go ahead, Pope. We've
Yeah.
now teased the shit out of it. Yeah.
Oh, we're gonna rip some map apps, aren't we? We're gonna get some hate. All right, here we go. Hikers stranded on a cliff in Canada after following a fake trail on Google Maps. Notice it was
It's Canada. It's Canada. That's why.
Oh, was he a green dot
Pissing off
person? I
everybody.
wonder.
No,
Green dot person.
Okay.
All right. Anyway, a hiker had to be rescued
Just
via
make your
helicopter
face.
in British Columbia after he got lost because he followed a made-up trail on Google Maps. The hiker found himself stranded on a cliff on the backside of Mount From or Mount Frome. I don't know how to pronounce it. It's from Canada, so there's lots of options. Just north of Vancouver. After attempting to reach the peak summit, the rescuers brought him down to an area where the helicopter could retrieve the trio. There's more than one of them? All right. This was the second rescue in 2 months for hikers trapped on Mount Frome, both of which appear to be the result of people following the fake trail on Google Maps. After the incidents, Google Maps deleted the non-existent trail. North Shore Rescue, the team that carried out the rescue, advised would-be hikers to avoid Google Maps for hiking and use apps designed for the outdoors like Gaia or CalTopo. That must be a Canadian one. Or
No,
a
I think it
paper
actually
map
started in
and a
California,
frickin'
yeah.
compass.
I mean, if there's anybody that knows how to use one
I do.
still. Does anybody here know how to use a paper
I'm trained
compass?
on it.
Well,
Hey,
I'm old. Of
that's
course I
awesome.
know how to use a compass.
I mean,
Well,
I can do all that. I'm
in
military
relationship
trained.
to a map is what I'm asking. Yeah.
And actually, me and my partner won our battalion's like.
See, I feel like you could kick all of our ass. Oh,
was a
nice.
Boy Scout.
I mean, yeah, that's the only reason I know it, because I was a Boy
always been
Scout.
a little bit of an interest to me because of the whole navigational map part. But then I want to drive, so it's like I want to do both.
Yeah.
and I want him to come, but it's only women, so. You should do like a
He'd have to do the
transgender
support side, yeah.
identification
What'd you
for
say,
a woman
Pope?
thing. 'Cause that's really
I'm
popular.
like, so these people just like.
No, it could. It has to. It's political.
Yeah.
We could do the rebel rally together if you would claim to identify as a woman.
I'd have to be the bearded woman.
Yes.
I'm not shaving my beard.
You would be the first.
I don't think the
couple.
beard matters, JR. I think it adds to your story. Yeah, I think it does.
2023.
Cut that all
We
out,
have a beard.
Yep. I guess I could be persuaded. All right.
Mark that part for deletion.
Yeah. Okay. If you leave a review, I'll do it. Yes. That's all I needed to hear. All right.
Oh my gosh.
I just wanted to make fun of somebody in the British Columbia area. The only reason it was funny to me was that it happened twice over 2 months, and we've talked about it before here. Don't use apps like that aren't specific related to off-roading. So Trails
Google
Off-Road.
said they're
Onyx,
real sorry.
What'd you say?
I said Google said they're real sorry.
Yeah, exactly. They don't really
They're real
give a shit. They're
sorry
not going to
about
pay
that.
for
They're
those
sorry.
recovery fees. Exactly.
They're not going to do that again.
Nope.
No, like
So
there are so many apps for that. Onyx, Gaia. I don't think Trails Off Road is good for hiking. It seems like
no,
it's kind
Trails
of
Off-Road is definitely
automo-
not good for hiking. Then again, I
But-
really don't think most of our audience here is hikers, so I'm not too worried about it.
Yeah.
I don't feel like there's a
So-
whole lot of us seeking
But
this out.
don't like. There's no
All
trail.
trails, yeah.
Like if you
Yeah.
drive to Chicken Corners, there's not a trail past those rocks at the end of it. Like
Yeah.
don't drive your mountain bike around that corner. It's no, just
Yeah. Stay on the designated trail, because you don't want to end up being one of the stories and one of the people that we make fun of on this podcast. Because we will.
I don't know how you would.
What's weird
like,
is
I guess you would. I wouldn't follow Google Maps for that because I just don't trust them.
Yeah. When I first moved out to Colorado and we started going out, I didn't use Google Maps at all, because I kind of used it as like a third reference, if you will, just kind of get some like top-down information but that was about it. Like
I think we used it when we started off-roading to go to this place called Little Moab, and I think we took like a 25-mile detour because Google Maps didn't know how to get there.
Yeah.
Eh.
Yeah. Well, plus there's like 9,000 places across the country that are now labeled Little Moab. I know we have one here in our backyard.
Oh, really? Is it cool?
It's all right. I mean, it kind of looks like Moab. It kind of has the steps and the red rock, and it's pretty much the only place here that is. It's an old quarry spot. So
Does it have sandstone type stuff so your like tires are real sticky?
a little bit. It's more named that because of the red rock. It's stickier than most of the rock here, but I don't think it's the same stuff in
Get a
Moab.
little
It just
muddy too.
yeah.
Our Little Moab is the same rock that's down in regular Moab, except for it doesn't have any iron content, so it's a silver color.
Oh, cool. Okay, that's neat.
And it's really fun to wheel on it.
It's actually stickier. It's kind of
It's
fun.
actually way stickier than Moab. It's stickier than San Hollow. It's one of the most sticky places we've wheeled. You just love it.
It's all slick rock.
It's just a good place, and you're good.
All right. Well, we've now wasted enough time. Like, wow, we're
Are you
59
inviting
minutes
me
in
on?
before we even
What
get to
happens?
talking to Tara officially. So,
Wow. Why did we
well, hey,
invite
you know what?
Tara?
To be fair, it is partially your fault. So I feel only half bad.
I'm
Yeah,
just
exactly.
kidding. I'm just kidding.
No.
Randy's
He
giving
is.
Randy's giving me the tug. Like, don't say stuff like that.
You know, I'm about to say, Randy, you should really just go straight on out and start hitting him on camera. Like, I think it would be good for
I make
numbers.
small gestures. I poke at him like, "Shut up!" My gosh.
I hope they get larger and more flagrant as time goes on. That's all I'm asking.
Or I start
so-
like making like under the breath, like, "Shh."
Oh yeah, I'm good for that too. What's up, Jason? You know, Jason, I'm not going to criticize you. I'll let Lily do it for
I'm
me.
trying to turn this.
Yeah. As long as you guys are both in frame-ish,
Sorry,
we
guys,
get both
I came
of you.
in.
Remember
I'm
that, right?
disturbing Jason's setup.
She is.
All right.
She completely.
She's my.
That's all right. So, all right. Well, real quick, I want to go ahead. Let's go ahead and officially introduce Tara. Tara, since you did not send me the pre-podcast questionnaire, then you will have to introduce yourself and tell us who you are, where you're from, and all the stuff about the Jeep.
Well, my name is Tara. This is my husband, John Roth, if you want to call him, or JR. He goes by all of them. Okay. I'm from, I guess, from Ire, Pennsylvania, which is right beside Hershey. So everyone knows Hershey. And we've gotten into off-roading, or at least I did, during the pandemic. So, yeah, literally. And
that sounds about right.
Love it.
Well, we got the Jeep
Yeah.
pandemic.
And Jeeper is actually not my company. It's my employer. I get paid to work with them. And they brought me on because I am very passionate about women in motorsports, women on the trails, because when our first time off-roading, there was no other women there. It was just me, in a stock Jeep. And every time I seen another lady on the trail, I got extremely excited. It's great because it is. Like, I mean, I don't mean to knock you dudes, but like when there's another woman on the trail with you, it is totally freaking a different world. It's exciting that you all can relate and encourage and, but yeah.
It's a very non-threatening dynamic when you're out there just as a group. Everybody's on the same page. Everybody's, it's more about your vehicle and your driving skill.
Exactly.
All the rest of that stuff kind of fades away.
Sorry for not filling out your questionnaire. I'm really terrible at it.
Awesome. No, I am just as bad. I tried to make it nice and short, and it's more so to just kind of be prepared. Like it's really not that big of a deal. I like to know, especially when it's hard to find people's websites, like specifically about you. Then I like to have a little bit of background information so we don't go in completely blind.
We haven't done our homework yet either, by the way. So.
These guys don't do anything. Like they don't. I send them all kinds of information. I know Pope kind of checks it once in a while, but
like when we first got into this, when I got my Jeep, I did not know like Jeeps off road. I did not know any of that. Like we bought it in Maryland. Looked perfect. He said, "What modifications you want to do?" I was like, "Nothing." I got a 75th anniversary Jeep, bronze wheels, an upgraded like what was it? The sound unit. What company is that? Alpine sound unit, and like bronze bumpers. And I'm like, she's beautiful. I love her. I'm like, I'm not going to change anything. And then like that was November of 2019, and the pandemic hit, and you're home. And I'm looking at Instagram a little more, which I only had because my kids have it. As a mom, you have it. And I was like, oh, this looks fun. This looks fun. And I started connecting with ladies that like, because I come from a racing family. Like to me, like speed is where I got my adrenaline rush. Dirt bikes, And my dad raced dirt bikes, micro sprints, quads, like all this. So to me, that was an adrenaline rush. And then I'm seeing this like crazy shit, and I'm like, damn, that looks a lot of fun. But so on my daughter's 18th birthday, we sat in the parking lot of Roush Creek, like, because they just opened from the pandemic, and we didn't know anybody, and we were just sitting there, and we're asking people that were doing green trails. Nobody was. We sat there for an hour, and then finally, you're gonna love this, but a Toyota pulled up. With a cute dog, and I'm like, and another, I'm like, they're gonna do green trails, and like I made friends, and we went out with them, and it was so much fun. And there was actually one point where we actually almost rolled. This was the closest to rolling I've ever been in my life. This is my first time wheeling a stock Jeep on a green trail. We went down a ravine. We went up. The dude behind us, Todd, which my tire cover that I told you about, "Don't Wheel Like a Pussy," is for him. But we got to the bottom. He's like, "You almost rolled." I'm like, "It was great." My daughter's crying, saying she's never doing this again. I'm like hyped up. And my buddy Kyle runs up to me, "Are your sway bars disconnected?" I'm like, what's a sway bar? And they literally laid in the dirt and stuck in my sway bar. He's like, oh, I forgot about that. And I'm like, it's so much fun. We had such a good time, and we were hooked, and we wheeled all summer, every weekend, because we didn't have soccer, and I love it. Like we love it. It's so much fun. Like
well, and you're one of the one of the ladies that you wrench a lot too, right?
When we did that, okay, so my dad knows everything about mechanics. My husband does too. I've been surrounded by men in my life that know everything about mechanics. Okay, and when we went that time of wheeling, I said to him, I want to do everything to my Jeep. I want to know everything because I think it'll help me understand. Like, for example, there was a water thing we went through that everybody went to the left. I had to take the bypass, and I was just a little irritated. So I hit I floored it right through it, thinking I was going to have fun. The water went up over the Jeep, all this. He's yelling at me. Like, the girls are cheering me on, all this. What I didn't know, though, could have hurt me. I could have killed my engine, So I said, I need to learn everything about my Jeep, and I want to do everything, So it makes me a better wheeler, I feel like. And I
got to go faster. It keeps the water away from it.
I went really fast. I literally posted it, and I put a disclaimer afterwards, a little bit later, okay, don't do this. This is not a good thing to do.
We didn't know how deep the water was. That was my concern.
Yeah.
I was just in happy land. I went
full throttle.
Yeah. And I mean,
exactly.
So you might have just been driving into a lake for all you knew.
But I don't think, if you don't want to, I don't think every woman out there needs to wrench on their Jeep. Okay. But for me personally, it's been empowering. It's been, I didn't know I could do all this. And I actually enjoy it so much. In fact, I get depressed if I'm not working on my Jeep, in the garage.
So on that subject, every time I go wheeling with anybody, I always tell them I'm useless. I'm useless. I'm not gonna disconnect my sway bars. I'm not gonna air down. I'm not gonna help you. I help you take videos of you. I do that, but you have to do everything for me, right? And he always gives me a hard time for it. And he's like, you need to learn. It's I know how to do it, but I don't want to do it because I'm busy making content.
Lily, I don't feel she knows how to do it, but I still do it every time.
You'd be such good friends with Josie.
I tell people, I know how to do it. I've done it before. I've done it several times. But he does it, and I'm so thankful, and I let him know that. But
on that point, me, I refuse to do it. I still and every time we go anywhere, I always find if Jason can help me, I always find somebody who can help me. I ask around, hey, can you disconnect my sway bars, right? But there's times where we're in a hurry. He's trying to do his Jeep, and I have to do mine. I have to. So on that note, if you are going off-roading and you are a female, you don't need to. You don't need to learn some things, but you do need to learn some things about your Jeep.
I think knowledge is the knowledge of it is empowering, and I think it's essential, especially I'll just say.
Oh fuck! I forgot she could see me in the video.
I'm kind of the girl that wants to know how.
My bad.
I just want to give a shout out to JR. Tara, I know you have the big name in the off-road industry, but JR, me and you, right there, brother, working in Moab together, fixing shit. Hell yeah. It wasn't our Jeeps, but we got it done.
Right.
Yes, you did. With the gear wrench tools. Remember that gear wrench flashlight lighting up the way?
I'll also show them what.
Yeah.
And then
I love my gear wrench tools. You don't
well done, bro. No, you don't have to apologize here. We're all boys for the tools and stuff
I
we like.
a lot of tools on that trip.
Yeah.
And not only that, people think, oh, it's so great to have your woman in the garage, but they don't understand. It's like sharing your kitchen with your man. For him,
I know, right?
The
That's
garage
the same
is his
thing
kitchen.
I say all the time. Get out
and
of
I'm
my
out
garage.
there. And I fuss because I clean everything. I'm like, my tools are dirty. He's like, what the fuck you use them? I'm like, yeah, but I'm clean. You use my tools.
I think you were the first
you
Instagrammer
to come around and clean up our stuff, and I need him to come sell the rest of our stuff. How can we hire both of you to come hang out with us?
I mean, I feel like at this point, JR is willing to take lodging in return for anything else, anything to reduce his actual cost.
You two complete us. Like, you guys can do, like, we'll, like, take you out in Utah, and, like, you do all the parts that we can.
We've
do.
repeatedly talked about the fact that I'm in awe of you because you can wrench on your own vehicle, and I can't at all. Like, I can do electrical. Like, that's pretty much the extent of
that's
how
me.
much of
I
it I
have no
want to do in
electrical, and then like even my Jeep builder's like, "Oh my god, this electrical is so terrible." I'm like, yeah. Someone else did it, not me.
This guy
Right?
can do
Yeah,
everything.
I paid for that.
Our water
Yeah.
pump breaks. He fixes a fucking water pump. Sorry, I'm cussing. Okay. He fixes a freaking water pump. Well,
No, you're fine. Trust me.
This is an adult show.
He'll do this. He'll do that. But like the Jeep, like I appreciate him on that because he can teach. He actually has the patience to teach me, you know, and to take the time to film it and to, you know, deal with my like, oh, I didn't like that shot. You didn't get the right angle. Or you gave me a double chin.
Tara,
Like,
he's actually afraid of you. He's afraid of you.
Oh, man. You guys are lucky because Randy and I working on our Jeep is like two monkeys trying to fuck a football.
It is
like,
true.
We don't.
Our biggest arguments are like seriously. And if we are going to do a project on our Jeeps together, we cannot turn on the camera because then it's going to take 75 years. Like the moment we turn on the camera, the bolt, like seriously, those stupid little like lock bolt thing, or the, what are they? Those stupid
the riv nuts.
Riv nuts.
Oh yeah.
I hate. And like seriously, like if we like turn on the camera, it won't work. Like as soon as we turn on the, like we could be like killing it all day, putting riv nuts in and tightening everything down. And the moment we're like, okay, we're almost done. Let's take a finishing video. And we turn on the video and everything strips.
And then you have someone like me who I do have a little bit of a perverted mind sometimes. So like when I heard what a nutcert was, I was like, what the hell? Or what was the pickle?
Hey, I just want to let you guys know.
Yeah.
JR, you'll appreciate this. So won't you, Pope. I can fix that whole camera thing, right? So a long time ago, they created these things called mirrors. And if you use them, you don't need a camera.
I think what he's talking about is the creator side of stuff, where every time we go to actually put something on camera that we're supposed to be doing,
no, that's
how many
the Lily
takes does
thing.
it take
She's
you,
gonna get
Jason?
mad.
I will say it's not always the influencers. JR forgot to hit record when we were installing my rugged radio 3 times.
Oh no!
So I had to redo something 3 times.
That made it for real. So
but still, I was like, "Are you freaking serious?"
So didn't I make you?
Oh, JR, you guys can help me out on this probably. I get a little upset when Lily's like, do it again. No, I'm not going to do it again. I can't do it again.
I mean, you did disinstall my rear bumper and then put it back on.
No, we do. If it gets done once, it's cool. If it was on camera or not, that's another story.
It's all for the gram.
Oh, so
no, you can only do one.
All for the
take.
gram.
Yeah,
it's one take. With me, it's like one take. After that, I can't do it again.
Oh,
Yeah.
Jay, I know you thrive in this
I'm like a
environment.
one-take
That's
wonder right
exactly,
here.
it's
You get me
perfect
on
for you.
number 2, and it's like, oh, that's.
I feel like Lily would disagree
She made
with
me
you.
install a bumper 2 weeks ago.
Yeah.
We got all the way to the end, and I was like, shit don't fit. I had to take it all back off and put the original one back on.
It's because you turn on the camera.
Yep.
Like I'm not kidding. Like
We
the
turn-
moment that you turn on the camera, like we were putting on like my tail lights on Gem, and we were done, and it was the last bolt. I'm not kidding. It was the last bolt. It was like 2 hours of like doing all this stuff. We did all the wiring, everything. It's the last bolt. And I'm like, take a video. And as soon as he took the video, I stripped the fucking nutsert. And it took 3 hours to drill that son of a bitch out and do all the things because we turned on the goddamn camera.
There's truth into that,
That's
right?
the only problem.
You're always one bolt away from 2 hours,
Yep.
3 hours.
Yes.
Exactly.
So, wait,
How
wait,
did
I got
one
a tip
bolt
for you.
going in a nutser take 3 hours
I've
to
already
fix?
test fit parts before we do anything on camera.
idea because like as soon as like I'm not kidding, it will go smooth.
That's a good idea.
And doing all this stuff, and it's like, nope, it's just the last one, and nope, it's gonna be an asshole.
Look, Jer, we invited you on here as a courtesy. You didn't need to be here and make us all look bad.
There's a one take.
Yeah. So JR does the cooking show method where they're like, and over here we've already got it done in this oven. Here you
Boiled
go.
egg is perfect.
Well,
And then the first one,
I've always been taught like so when we did our frame chop bumper, for instance, is like before we sent that out for powder coating or anything like that. It's like all my upbringing is you always test fit your parts before you do any type of final modifications or final paint or final install. So
who reads that shit?
I'm just saying it's.
You have no idea how many like rough edges our powder coat has because we
Once
don't measure
again,
fruit.
Alyssa's off in the corner.
That's why black spray paint is a staple.
Just throw this shit on and just run it. Dude, great.
Yeah.
I don't even paint my shit. I just bang it off rocks.
It's still wrench stuff, but
Yeah, you don't. I mean, you don't have to feel bad, but a lot of us have, and I feel like the majority of people in the off-roading world have not wrenched themselves. Those of us that can do, especially like Tara and JR, that you guys do the hard stuff. I don't think the average person can do a lot of that work.
No.
Oh, we
And
can't.
I don't think you feel bad about it either if you can.
Not to, but
That's not
like
true. That's how you learn.
honestly, he was out hunting. My neighbor's my cousin. You know that? What are they called? On your bumper, you have those ugly ends.
From the stock rock hard. It's got the ends on it.
What are they called?
Call those water wings.
Yeah.
Water wings.
My water wings. I wanted to take off, and he was out hunting. So I went to my cousin, Jason, his name is, and I was like, "What tools do I need to do this?" And I drove my Jeep down. So he gave me the tools. Went back, and literally on my own, I figured it all out. Got him off as a surprise to him, and the biggest surprise to me was I found my Maui Jim sunglasses that were lost. And they were up in my bumper for 3 months after off-roading and everything. I pulled them off. They were brand new.
What?
And I was like, oh.
Oh, that was a good night of drinking right there.
Yeah.
And you know what? It feels really cool as a computer nerd to actually do something nice on your car, to like pull the ends off your bumper by yourself or to freaking wire stuff by yourself. Like I do computers for a living, so I'm not an automotive person by trade. So anytime I can do it, it feels freaking cool. And I try. I know my line. I know my lane though. Like I'm not going to install it.
I will tell you right now,
install shocks and stuff. But
it is. It is.
And we actually want to learn. Like that's kind of the funny thing is we want to buy an old one that we don't really feel bad about, but our JL that's expensive.
Yeah, like this
really
freaking
like
JT Rubicon that was brand new.
Yeah, we want to get like an old thing that it's like it's okay if we don't Yeah.
Real quick, this is the same guy who flipped that Jeep over just a week ago?
Installing an axle is literally probably at the most 6 bolts.
Don't forget to put oil on it.
Yeah, but 8 bolts is my demise. Like,
demise.
Like he's like, let's do this. You don't understand. Like his first bumper was an asshole. It had like hooks, and it had like it was 8 bolts. It's just 8 bolts. It took us like 3 fucking days. Like these 8 bolts were the nightmare of my life.
No.
We wanted to commit suicide though.
That was before we even had the idea of doing this in front of people.
A winch plate and hooks and a bumper, and they all had to go together at the same time. And it was like we even tried gluing the hooks to the bumper to make it work. We're like,
we broke out like cock and we're like sticking
you're
getting me PTSD right now
at the same time
from when we removed our stock exhaust. That was fucking hell.
I want to go back. Did you say you glued your? What did you glue?
Oh, I didn't catch that.
We did. We glued it. Glue it for long enough, it will stay. We tried zip ties. There was like 3 days of hell with these 8 bolts. Like he's like, it's just 8 bolts.
Was
and
it at
was
least
just, like,
JB
the
Weld?
worst
I mean, if
days
you
of
do
our
JB
lives.
All I'm
Weld,
gonna
that's like
say is
Toyota approved.
Nail glue.
Yeah, like it was like that kind of thing.
Yeah.
But then it just popped right off.
Just
Like
popped right off anyway.
Finally got
But
it
it's
on, and we
good.
felt really proud
That
about
rugged
ourselves.
ridge bumper was so hard to install. It looks cool, but it's a nightmare.
No, we tried.
was
Like
the
this is the
limitation
thing.
you
We
were missing,
try.
yeah.
It's just not
But
pretty.
but
It's not
the point
pretty,
is that
but we
pride
try
that you talk about at
sometimes.
the end
Yeah.
that you did it.
Yeah.
Like that's your that confidence is like
Yeah,
addicting.
once you actually
It's so
achieve
much
it,
awesome.
Yeah. Well,
it
I-
is.
I
Yeah.
work with my hand as a job. Like I'm a hairdresser, so I work
hairdresser.
with my hands all the time. So I really love like doing this kind of stuff.
Yeah.
He doesn't work with his hands very well. So the two of us together are kind of a
I'm a-
shit show. Like it's like this whole entire thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, and I would love to get more into that kind of stuff. Like I think it's really
You come
interesting.
hang
I think
out
it would
with
be
me.
really
We'll get
fun to
into
wrench on my
professional
own things
drinking
and do all that kind of stuff.
Professional drinking
So-
and renting, right?
So Tara, you got into the wrenching piece of it because of your dad and JR and then all that piece of it. If you were recommending somebody to kind of get into starting to do that themselves and they had no knowledge of it, and JR, if you can answer this question too, how would you guys recommend people going about that, especially if they've got a
Honestly, I would
Jeep
recommend
or
them
something
starting with
off-road
maintenance.
aspect to it?
Oil changes, looking at your fluid, learning how to take your tire off, how to like before this, I did not even know how to put air in my tire. I used to call for help to put air in my tire. I've done that several times.
AAA, I need air in my tire.
No, I called my cousin. Like I said, my whole family knows that. I would recommend maintenance
I think
and all that stuff, and like
Start out simple with the simple stuff and
like
work your way up.
maintenance is honestly so important. Yeah, I mean, like we teach it to our daughters. You know, like I don't know, like checking your oil. Even you would be so surprised how many people do not know how to check their oil. You know.
One of my favorite things when I moved to Colorado and I started commuting to my new job here, I was on the highway and I was going down the highway, and on the side of the highway there, the road there is 3 kids, couldn't have been 21, if that. One of them has the tools, and they're by the tire. One of them is supervising, and the other one appears to have YouTube up and is trying to figure out how to change a tire while cars speed by at 75 miles an hour. And I'm just like, how do you not have that basic skill? So I think it's awesome. Yeah, I think that's a great piece of advice.
The other side I would
Start with the
also
basics.
say
Start
for
with
me,
simple
like my biggest struggle with getting into working on my Jeep, which learning the parts of the Jeep is very intimidating. Okay, like I get that, but the other side of it is your tools. Tools are very intimidating. Like to learn the basics of what a ratchet wrench is, like teaching basic tools. Kind of like a kitchen. I know what a spatula is. I know what a knife is, a fork, a spoon. You know what I mean? Like learning the basics of the tools. Like if somebody would explain it to you, it really helps. That's the other side of things. Because tools, I'm sorry, they're still intimidating to me. like they're like we were just talking about.
I use them every day, so it's like no big deal.
Yeah, but no, like they're like, "Oh, get me this." I'm like, what? You have this is the socket wrench. This is the impact gun.
Yeah.
Like I didn't know the different colors mattered. Like on a socket, an impact gun socket looks different than your ratchet wrench socket, and I didn't know that. Nobody tells you that until somebody tells you that. Like those big.
Yeah, you don't really. There's not a whole lot of classes unless you specifically go down that path to kind of learn that stuff in school. I mean, I think there's a place for it. I think it's something a lot of people would watch. Who else has a question? Anybody got a question that I haven't asked yet? So it's you said that you're just
Jeeper
how long have you been working with
Jeeper? Early 2020.
Okay, and that's a big account. That's like 120,000 some people, right? That follow that account. Well, I think it's gone down for everybody, but that's a whole different conversation we can have on a whole nother thing. I've been hovering for a while, and I'm getting real salty about it. So,
me too.
Yeah, I don't think I don't feel bad about it because after talking with all of you, so. But it's still an impressive number, and I know there's a lot of guys that follow it. I know that and I've talked about it before in my own numbers. It's only like 30% of my followers are women, and I know not everybody wants to look at my mug, so I don't know if I'm necessarily the greatest dipstick for that, but it needs to be a larger percentage, and I feel like that's part of the reason why we wanted to have you guys on, because not only did Lily know you, but it's awesome to see you guys getting that kind of traction in the community and getting people to
my boss
engage
approached me, and he bought like the company. It used to be, I don't know if you guys remember, like the Instagram before Reel was like a picture show and tell kind of thing. Like you had account tag and they would repost them and stuff. And he said like he wanted me to like kind of be like the brand in a sense, but use it as a way to further what I'm like, stand for and stuff. He wants to inspire women. He wants to encourage them. And we're not the cool kids. Like Jeeper is not about the cool kids at all. We are there, whether your Jeep is stock, whether you're on 42s, whether you're climbing rocks, you're riding along the beach, even if you're just proud to be a woman who owns a Jeep and you're like parked in your parking lot taking a picture. You know what I mean? But mostly our heart is with off-roading, of course. But basically our whole like campaign, our whole heart is for women to have a place where we support each other, we can educate each other, we can inspire each other no matter where you're at. There's no competition. We're not about competition at all. Okay? Because women, we got that shit on the side of us. And it's annoying as hell. But, and it's a fun, free place for that where we can support each other. And honestly, it's been hugely rewarding for me. And I love it. And the women I've met from it has been incredible. I think one of the biggest, I need to mention this, Maris Off-Road Park in Texas. Last year, they sent me down there because we sponsored their first ever Adventure Her. I will say, I've never seen anything like that in my life or experience. It was like, I don't know if y'all grew up in church. I felt like I went to a freaking church revival camp, but off-roading. Like these women just grew and they were encouraged and like they saw their capabilities and they were sharing their testimonies and like it was so amazing and it was so like intoxicating without alcohol.
The way I felt when I first met JR.
I know those oranges. But like that's what Jeeper is about, and I'm super proud of that. Like I'm humbled to be a part of it. What do you say?
You guys are doing that again, right?
Adventure Her.
You guys are doing that again,
I hope
right?
Lily's coming. I hope Alyssa comes. I hope Jen comes, and I hope.
Is it open for everyone?
Not Pope. Ruth. Randy. Okay.
Randy.
So where is it? Where is it and when is it?
It's a little bit south of Amarillo, I believe. It's the second largest Grand Canyon in America.
Hey, Toyotas are ready.
Canyon.
Toyotas can come too, right?
Yeah.
Anyone can come.
Cool.
Yes.
Okay, well, Alyssa's coming too.
Yeah, no, anyone can come.
Yay.
And they cater it. Like,
Yeah.
you get really good Texan
I've
food.
been to like,
You get time,
yeah.
like, to talk. Like, it's so pretty. And they have such great, awesome stuff. And everybody cheers everybody on. It's a wonderful atmosphere. Like,
I'm right.
it's
When
early
is it?
May.
What time
I
of
think
year?
was it May
When
2nd?
ish?
Because we're
Yeah.
3rd or 4th. Like, we're leaving at the end of April to drive down there. But,
Are dudes allowed?
Okay.
huh?
Are dudes allowed?
Yes, but women have to drive.
Yeah.
Unless for some reason you're like, no, like, you know what I mean? They're not going to like, but it's
You want to
for
say the Gladi or the
women
Jeep?
drivers. Yeah,
So
like
the,
JR's
so the
going.
guys can come out and we can help
Look,
support.
JR,
They
And
can make
there.
sandwiches and fires.
I love him being my passenger.
yeah,
Jay and
I
I
love
could
being the
just- we
passenger
can
in her
compare
Jeep. I love
headlines,
spotting. I mean, I drive my Jeep a lot, but I love when I'm hanging out with her and she's like, she emasculates other men on the trail. To be honest, I mean, she's such a good
honestly, I'll be
driver.
honest,
She's got such a
I
cool
am
rig.
100% like hardcore diving. You can't tell me anything. Like, off-roading between couples, we are closer than we have ever been. Like,
100%, 100%.
When we started doing this together, the coolest part is neither of us had ever wheeled like this before. So we learned together, and it's so fun to like grow together, learn together. It's terrible because like I'm like, you do need beadlocks. Like we both like think that things are like, it's crazy. Like it's brought us so much closer together, and the people we've met, and we've met so many couples. That's my favorite part is like, I swear, like all of our friends are Jeep couples now, and it's like even if they're like Jeep couples and the woman doesn't drive, like a lot of them are like, well, maybe I want to drive, and I'm like, yes, you do. Come here, I'll let you drive Jem for a minute. So, like, I just think that it's really cool to see women out there and like hanging out and doing the things, but as a couple, it has made us so much stronger. We've been together for 18 years, and like, we've never cared so much for each other and like supported each other and pushed each other.
I
and
need to ask you a
done
question.
so many things. Like,
Because
it's my favorite.
we're 18 years also, I believe, or something like that. I don't know. Have you ever been on the trail?
Oh,
Because
boy,
we have
look at
done
that.
several times.
Yep. We've been in
Where
a couple.
you get like into like a not an argument, but like I was
Never.
like several times, like this one time. I'll just bring up this as an example. We were gonna take a picture, and I had to back up to like this cliff at Roush Creek, and I'm driving. He's like, "Go forward, go forward." I'm like, we're going really slow. He's getting mad 'cause I'm not going fast enough. And I get out, and he's like, "Why don't you trust me? Why don't you listen?"
I don't. Me and Lily have never been.
I'm like,
Me and Lily have never been in arguments before. Never.
I don't believe.
Well, I.
It's always an argument when I'm like, I'll look at the guy next to Pope, and I'm like, what do you think? Like, he just, it's like, well, just
Oh man.
I wanted to write a book about it, like a freaking book, because it's like, no, it's not against you. It's just he's nicer. He doesn't yell at me.
I've given up. When we're with certain individuals that I know and trust, spotters and stuff like that, I just say, hey, go ahead, you're spotting. I'll just take pictures with the camera. Have at it, because I'm not gonna fight with her anymore. Why should I stress myself out? Because she's gonna listen to you more than she listens to me.
Oh,
That's probably your best
most
bet.
situations.
That's why I've been married 18 years. Yeah.
Oh, put your arm around me. You're annoying. Thank you. I'm like looking at a line, and I'm like, I want to do that line. That looks fun. He's like, no, you can't do that. So I get in my Jeep, and I go and I try that line. Wait, yes.
Oh.
Where'd you go?
Come back.
She got so
Where'd you
passionate
go?
she hit the camera.
Tara.
No, cliffhangers.
They are from
No, she
Pennsylvania.
probably,
There's
her probably went to sleep.
there. Like, I think they're on dial up there.
Hope has had that happen before.
She's probably got AOL email address.
Oh no!
AOL.
Look, hey, you got to be nice about that because Jason
Are
Ruby
you
Red
serious?
GP has an AOL account. I was kind of impressed by the
didn't
fact
even
that he
know
was
it
still
still
using
Wow,
it.
existed.
that's impressive.
Yeah, man.
Wow.
I'm surprised. So I'm guessing
JR
Tara left to
probably hung
to
up
see if
on
she
us.
could get back in
He's
here.
probably
So
like, no,
we've-
she's about ready to say something bad.
I think I'll have to add. I know Pope, you guys had a thing with your Apple that it went to sleep, right? While you were trying to use it.
Yeah, the worst problem wasn't so much it was the GoPro.
The GoPro would get hot. But we don't have the GoPro.
We don't have the GoPro. We've switched to a different webcam.
Is there
and haven't
anything
had a
we can
single
ask
problem.
Alyssa? I mean, I don't even know if
okay.
I've heard her talk.
I know. I feel like I haven't heard
Yeah,
any. I
you
want to
can-
hear
No,
about
we
you.
have.
I think
Yeah,
we haven't
this
even
is
got there.
perfect. We have a minute to kind of get to know her.
Yeah, let's learn about Alyssa.
Alyssa, introduce yourself. I know you're in Arizona, and that's I know very little else.
Okay. Yeah, I am in the Phoenix area in Arizona. I have a 2018 Tacoma. I don't know, like which direction to go with this. I've been off-roading with it for 5 years. I just always wanted a Tacoma. And just because in Arizona you see so many like random dirt roads. And I was like, I wonder where those go. So got it. Not again, like Tara, like I didn't know there were mods. I didn't.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, got it and just joined all the Facebook pages and started with bigger meetups and then desert cleanups too.
Okay.
And yeah, from that it was, I don't know. I feel like everyone does this. Like everyone's like, okay, I want to buy like all this stuff. And then you start going out and doing things and you're like, oh, I actually don't use half this stuff. So I just need to focus on this
That
stuff.
was us.
So that's just kind of how I went. Yeah. So I started like with the tires and the air compressor and the skids.
Well, that's how you end up with a garage full of extra parts that you can give away on a podcast. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. And it just kind of, I knew I liked off-roading, and then it was, well, what if we off-road really far and then camp for the night and then off-road back or continue a thing? And then it turned into like, oh, we really like this. Didn't know it had a name. We were just off-roading and camping, and and now my truck is like an overland truck, and that's what I love to do.
Nice. How long you been?
Yeah, I'm an overlander. Yeah,
that's okay. No, how long have you been doing that now?
There you go.
5 years. It says,
Don't let Jason give you shit. Don't. We all have Jeeps here, but the Toyotas are just as much love. Yeah.
I like Starbucks.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah. I have to all day.
There you go.
Yeah. So, and then the other direction my brain wanted to go, but I focused on that. Oh no, you guys are upside down.
It's all right. It's kind of interesting.
Okay. I was like, we all
This
can.
is the Blair Witch podcast right now, and I'm okay with it.
The numbers and shit. So you said you've been off-road for 5 years. You purchased your vehicle in 2018, which means you bought your Toyota brand new when you started off-roading. That's badass right there. I love that.
Yeah.
Man.
Yeah.
Thank you.
I like it.
I had a 2018 Tacoma. I loved it. But I missed my Jeep.
I love it. It's just now, like 2 months ago, giving me a problem.
Wow.
And I'm at 97,000, 97,700.
Nice. That's not bad.
So close to 100,000. At the same time, I'm having engine problems. I'm trying to like not pass 100,000 right now. And then my other like segue or other direction is you guys can't tell because I'm sitting. I'm a bilateral below the knee amputee. So I drive with prosthetics and I don't have hand controls, and it's my outlet because I used to love hiking and being outdoors and adventuring, and same with hiking, just being like, where does this trail go? And then you find a waterfall. I just can't do it anymore. It hurts so bad. It's way too much effort. It's not even fun anymore. So yeah, I got into off-roading
That is
because
so
I have wheels to
badass.
take
I
me
love
now.
it.
And
and
yeah,
That's cool.
That's amazing.
that's awesome.
Thank
Yeah, and
you.
that's something we talk about a lot about that. We talk about accessibility and the fact. I mean, I'm 43. My knees are shot. My back is shot. I can't do any of that kind of serious hiking. So when they close this stuff, or they tell you can't go to certain areas, that means I'm never going to go there.
yeah,
So
same.
awesome.
But
All right. Well, welcome. Thank you very much for joining us here as a guest host. That's awesome. We'll have you back again here as long as we didn't scare you too hard here. And
no, not at all.
again,
I
don't
feel
worry
so
about
comfortable.
Jason.
Hey, are you gonna come
we'll
up to
throw
the
him
Pac
away. It's all
Northwest?
good.
Alyssa,
Love it.
can you hear me?
Yeah,
Sorry.
We can hear you. Yeah.
there's two talking though. No, it's good.
Well, my phone died. I didn't
Who
know if
first?
you could hear me or not. Just,
Yeah.
I
We
want to make
can.
sure I follow you back and stuff. Like,
Okay. Yeah.
Hashtag, let's go wheeling.
Please. I think you're
Yeah,
super
totally.
freaking incredible.
Thank you.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
I
let's
wanna-
go wheeling.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
Yeah.
I think I feel the longer that we talk and the kind of the format that we've set up here, it's gonna inevitably we're gonna end up at a meetup at some point, and we're probably gonna have to make up our own. So
I hope we.
I'm okay with it.
I'm
I'm
getting
good with
so
it.
big that we'll get to a place.
In the
and make
meantime,
sure everybody's
Alyssa
wheeling
is Tomb
together.
Raider.
Awesome.
Just so you know.
Who? What? Yeah.
You
I think
remind
she
me
just-
of Tomb Raider when I saw you. So
Yeah, I
like,
think she just called you Tomb Raider, which is kind of awesome. Yeah,
it is really awesome. Like when I first saw you, I was like, this chick looks like Tomb Raider. Like she's
It's good. It's an
super
Angelina Jolie
beautiful.
thing. Yeah, I got it.
Like,
Yeah.
Oh, I see. Okay. I didn't know if you were talking about Tomb Raider or like someone with an Instagram named Tomb Raider and I look like her.
Oh,
I was like, I don't know what you're talking
there's a lot
about.
of
Okay.
Tomb Raider Instagram.
You know what? That's a
I
valid
name
question. Yeah.
people, like Lily is my Raven. Like I just name people. Like and I'm weird. I'm sorry.
Ah, it's a
Thank
dramatic
you.
device. I get it. Okay. Yeah.
Got
yeah.
it.
All
I
right.
like it. Thank you.
All right, cool. We've taken up a lot of everybody's time, including the 15 minutes that it took us to all get started. Tara, thank you so much for joining us. And I appreciate you coming back for a couple minutes. I know we lost you, but at least we were pretty much done with the majority of our conversation. And if you want to, we'll have you back. It'd be awesome.
Oh, honestly, anytime. This was so much fun. Like
Cool.
all of you guys. This is like better than happy hour.
That's awesome. All right.
Cheers.
It's always happy hour,
Tara, do we
Jason.
like
Yeah,
at
exactly.
the end of this?
I know. Where's Jason's shots?
You know what happens at the end of this?
What, Jason?
Ugh.
Where's your bottle?
Let me just tell you, at the end of this, we all do a shot. No,
Your
I'm not.
like little keg.
Are you? Yeah, you gonna do your fireball shot out of your
No,
keg?
I opened the
Ugh.
keg.
I couldn't
Let me
remember
tell you
the
what the
fireball.
keg
I was trying to remember.
It's no shit.
So
I'm so
But-
jealous. I'm
Yeah.
telling Mark. Like, I'm jealous.
I'm not gonna
Yeah.
lie. I
We're
don't
gonna
even
chew
know how
Mark
to
out.
You know
do
what it
kinda
looks like? I want. You know what I want?
How did you become so
Jason.
special that Mark sent you a
Because
keg
I
of
am a
Fireball?
want a
person.
Pennzoil
When you
can.
wheel with me,
Listen,
you
it'd
realize
be
how
so
special
cool for
I am.
garage.
It would be.
I'm like very special.
I know we never got to
Jason.
wheel. Like you, I don't
I
understand
don't
how
either.
we haven't
Because-
yet. Like this is kind of crazy.
you were in the same space after we started this
What was
podcast,
it?
so I don't know how to
What
tell
was
you
it?
guys that.
And we're
What
at
was
a
it that
time.
Julie
We're
said?
at a good time.
I think her name
And we
was
know
Julie,
all the same
when she
people.
was like, I wheeled with Jason.
Yeah,
and it was
Julie.
not what I expected.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, like you wheeled with all
not-
of our
I-
friends. Like that was the worst part. Is we were in the same space. We shared
Thank you
cocktails
for-
one night,
Almost dead.
and somehow we didn't.
No. So one thing we started doing last time that I want to make a thing, we started doing hot takes, and that's just going to be a couple seconds. Tara and Alyssa, you guys can participate in this. It's just all we're doing is going to ask a question, and then you get 60 seconds to tell us how you feel about it or not. You don't have to take up the whole 60 seconds.
I'm ready.
It's not a gotcha question or anything like that. It's something really simple. I know you are, Jason, and
I feel like
I'm
we're
here
playing a
for
game.
you.
I like games.
And
All right, let's play the game.
I'm going to start with Jason because I feel like if I don't, he is going to actually come off his chair. So, Jason, when you hear this end, when you hear this stop, you
Okay,
have to
I'm
stop.
ready.
You can't keep going past your minute mark. Do you understand? All right. So your question is, should off-roaders be required to obtain a special license like motorcyclist or a CDL license?
Yeah, fuck yourself.
And time
That's all I got to say.
So that's your 60 seconds. I'm just gonna stop it then. We don't need to go.
Oh.
So we can say that.
I didn't
so that's
hear
a
what
no.
he said.
I didn't hear what he said. What did you say?
I said,
Go ahead.
Go
fuck yourself.
You can go fuck yourself with that license. Okay.
We were telepathically talking.
I mean, is that just a general consensus around the table that there shouldn't be any additional licensing needed?
We have one in Utah, actually.
That's like next you open up
actually,
yourself
I got
to
60 seconds, right? Yeah, I took that. But let me talk to you about Utah. Yeah, let's do an off-road test that you can sit there and take, and you know what? They give you the fucking answer.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it is kind of ridiculous. The
Are we
online
really hitting
test.
the mark?
Yeah.
It's a little bit worthless in a way,
You're just doing a check
right?
in the box. Yeah, fuck yourself.
Yeah,
And
I don't think it's not
It's
helpful.
not what we wanted it to be, because we were really hoping it would be something that kind of educated you more about trail etiquette and how to like handle each other off road.
Good night, hon. Love you.
And it just isn't.
Good night,
it just
JR.
wasn't
Good
that.
night.
It's online. You can cheat. Well, I mean,
Jason will
but
appreciate
it does. It did
Yes,
actually
Jason.
do one thing for us out here, in that when we drive by side-by-sides and other Jeeps, they at least know how to hand signal how many people are coming behind you, right? They know. So
Why the
that
fuck
wasn't
I gotta
happening.
I mean,
before.
there's something to be said for it. Yeah.
We were getting
Yeah,
this
that's all I
every
want.
time. We were getting peace signs every time. We're getting peace signs,
Yeah.
or we're getting waves, and I'm like,
Or
does that
people
mean?
would stop.
I'm like, does that mean there's 5 more people coming? Yeah. How many does this mean, right? How many?
Exactly.
And so yeah, that's
So,
so.
all
But
right.
it did change that a lot. It made that a lot better.
You're not supposed
And Randy's
to
telling me I'm
So,
right.
you're over your minute.
No, you
Randy,
have
do
to.
you have a
gotta
different
take shovel
opinion?
with you. Yeah, I had a shovel.
What and Alyssa, do you want to deviate from the group here, or do you say kind of in the same boat? 'Cause, I mean, it would be the same thing for like an overlanding kind of an idea. Would you want to have an extra license? And the guys, the reason why I asked this question is my process was kind of along what they did in Utah, which was the initial thought was this would be a great way to educate people, but I think that they kind of missed the implementation of it.
Yeah, I don't think you need a special license. I think if you're off the paved roads, like you're not endangering other. I mean, you're endangering other people, but like you're off paved roads, that's on you. Like, yeah. I do think though, if you're renting a Jeep or an off-road vehicle or anything, I think renters need to go through a certain class, like not a license, but you
That's
do
not a
have
bad
to
idea.
do
I've seen
something.
a lot of Jeeps at 13,000 feet.
The renter in Colorado, like the San Juans, oh my gosh, coming across rental Jeeps is such a headache. Same in Moab, same out here. Like it's just, so that's where like, we don't need the license, but maybe they just need like
but
a
maybe
little
those folks that are temporary
class.
I don't
Yeah.
think like Toyotas. Is it like a liability thing?
Oh, they do. You just can't tell the rental company you're taking it out there. That's all. And to be honest, that's with the Jeep too. You shouldn't be taking your rental Jeep out in the mountains. None of that's going to be covered if you bring it back to your insurance company.
Okay, I have a question about this.
Okay.
What would obtaining that license look like? Like, seriously.
Oh,
what would the driver's test look like?
It's not a driver's test. So, like in Utah, we have one, and basically you just take the test, and they send you.
Like it's an online course.
It's an online course.
It's like
education
a really
course.
good idea.
So they're not going to make you take a driver's
No.
test? Like, there's a
Be
big rock.
inspector.
You gotta
I should be
climb
the
it.
one teaching the grade.
I want to build the course. I want to be the builder. Let's do it.
Well, it sounds like you and JR are moving out west to do a whole lot of things out here. Yeah.
Yeah, you should just join us when we move to St. George. You should move to St. George. We'll all be in San Hollow. It'll be fun.
Awesome. All right. Well, that's it, guys. I don't have anything else. Jason, it is your turn, friend.
All right,
I gave
ready?
Jen a shot too, so I'm just going to drink from this.
Podcast.
So, Tara, thank you very much for joining. Alyssa, thank you very much for joining. JC started a thing where he wants us all to do a shot at the end of the show. So bottoms up, everybody.
Get the memo.
Cheers.
You do too.
Cheers. I just want coffee.
Cheers, everyone. Here's the next podcast.
No.
Oh, it's fucking
Where's
tequila.
Lily?
Yeah.
Where's my raven?
Where is Lily? There she is.
She is.
Oh, she's got hers.
Yeah.
Whew, God, that's terrible. All right. Well, thank you all very much for joining us. Thanks a lot. I really appreciate you guys coming on. And go ahead, Tara, since you had another question.
I didn't have a question. I just wanted to say, Randy and Pope, it was lovely to meet you guys. I hope we get to wheel together. Alyssa,
I hope so too.
same to you.
What?
And Jason and Lily, you all know this. And I need to move because is it Jen? I don't see it. Is it Jen and JD?
Yes.
Jen and JD. Yep, you got it. You're good.
I have awful memories. I have so many head trauma, my brain. I don't remember shit.
Yeah.
I'm so proud I remember your names.
It's usually the tequila that does it for me. Yeah.
Dead serious.
Yes.
Awesome. All right. Well, thanks everybody, and thanks very much for listening. And we'll see you next time at the trailhead.
Night.
Good night, everybody.